Excuse me. Hello. Tenties. I'm making a blanket. This is my year blanket. I do a stripe a day, and then I started on January 1st, and we're going until New Year's of 2027. So it's getting pretty big. It's about 7 feet long, I think. I don't know, foot and a half wide right now. Maybe almost 2 feet. How about you? Are you working on anything? Yeah, it's kind of got that patchwork, homemade vibe going. So hopefully it'll turn out decently enough. Do you what kind of hobbies do you have? I've been sick the past while. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I feel that. What you mean? Oh, origami. Origami. What what's your favorite thing to make? I can make um crane and a couple things based on the crane pattern. I've made other things out of books, you know, those books that sometimes come with little squares of paper. I've made all kinds of things, but I don't remember how to do them. Um, like and those little frogs, I can't even remember how to make those. I seriously think the only thing I can make is crane. But that's the quintessential origami item, you know, that's the most iconic. Well, I can make a paper boat. I guess that counts. Cyndaquil, uh what's a Cyndaquil? Just kidding. I know Pokemon. That's kind of fun. Do you post them anywhere? Yeah, gotta follow the guides, but if there's something you like making, good to have it memorized. I'm sure you can know how to make Cyndaquil, right? If you, it's an original design of yours. Let's see. I The truth cuts us and pulls us back up and separates the things that look the same and fight it off. You can fight it off. You can. Not wizard. I'm not wizard. I'm not done wizard enough to make my own designs. The gram. Let me finish this little. Oh, that's fun. Nice. So the fire, is it just like does it just slide into the back there? Like does it just pull out? Is it just loose? I would imagine it to be. It's cute though, very nice. Pokemon is a vibe. Modula. Cool. Very cool. I think I've only made things that require one piece. Continuous paper. Are you working on any other originals? Are you trying to figure out any new designs? Slowpoke? Cool. I do like the older generations of Pokemon. There's just something about them. More charming designs. Well, in fact, I've got some Pokemon in my background. Pikachu there, Pikachu there. Yoshi, Let's be real. Yoshi's an honorary Pokemon. I got a few more. Um. Okay, I don't know where they are. I got a just recently. I found a what is it? Leafeon and okay. There's a rabbit and he's got red. He's a white rabbit and he's got orange pants. Think he's like a fire rabbit kind of thing. Maybe he's like fifth or sixth gen. I don't really know. Anyway, he I found him too. I get all my plushies from and figures from thrift stores. So, but if they ever have a Pokemon, I pick them up. I got this mask too. This is not Pokemon related. This is like a 1993 Fantastic Faces. Uh, Lovely Tate is the name of this particular mask. There was a series of masks that were made. One of them called the Whaler, or no, what was it called? I don't know. One of them in the series became the Scream mask and became famous. So this is like its brother, I guess you could call it. Um, but it's old. It's older than I am. I got it for like $6 at a thrift store. On eBay, they're like $100 because they're vintage. That was kind of cool. Um, like, yeah, I'm a big horror fan. Uh, I've got two regular ghost face masks. That one I don't want to reach for it. It's on this table, but I bought one that was a 2011 Scream 4, still has the tag on it. And then I found another one that was sealed in the packaging, a newer one at the thrift store for $1, and it was like, oh, I'm taking buying that for sure. But yeah, I play Dead by Daylight a lot, and I like um, the classic scary movies, the spooky ones. I really like kind of slasher characters who have masks, like the Michael Myers and Jason and all the obviously Ghostface. Um, I like the imagery. I kind of almost like the horror imagery more than like watching the movies and stuff, if that makes sense. But there's like NECA makes good horror action figures. I also like action figures a lot. I like little figures and plushies and doodads. I don't have any of them. I'm trying to save up. There's a lot of things I'm trying to save up money for, but yeah, Art the Clown. Dead by Daylight is making, or NECA, the toy company, the figure company. They're not toys; they're display figures. It's a different league category, technically speaking. But anyway, they're making Dead by Daylight action figures, which I'm really excited for. I was actually looking at buying like um some what's the character? Man, I have brain fog right now. The Jason Voorhees action figures, and then turning them into the Trapper from Dead by Daylight because he's basically a ripoff of Jason. So I was gonna modify it, but then they announced like right, it was pretty much right before I was gonna buy the figure to modify it and customize it. They announced the official figure line, so I was pretty excited about that. But yeah, Art the Clown has a good design. I just really like the visual. I just like how they look. I like how the ghost face design is like the most perfect spooky design ever. Um, and like when I got the mask, the 2011 mask, like a week or two ago, it was a couple weeks ago. I put it on and I turned off most of the lights and I looked in the mirror in my bathroom. Like I stood outside of my bathroom in the doorway because the mirror's right in front of it, and I like peeked my head over, and it looks so scary. Just the white mask and the contrast is really good. And then like the faceless killer, the killer that has a mask and you can't see their emotion, it makes it like scarier in a way because it makes them inhuman, you know. Um, Leatherface is another iconic horror guy. There's actually a Leatherface figure at my Walgreens here close by that I'm thinking of getting. I've just kind of been waiting for it to go on sale, and it's been there a while and no one's picked it up yet, so hopefully it'll be there a while more and they'll put it on clearance or something and then I'll pick it up. Favorite horror films? That's a hard question. The older gen designs were more charming. I didn't realize they changed the gens. I know they changed the palettes a few times. What if the... I know they changed, like, the lockers look different a little bit, and the palettes look significantly different. Do you just mean, well, because I know they put that glowing ring is recent. The glowing ring around the pistons is a new addition. Is it just that, or is, like, the whole model different? Oh, I think the model is a little different. I'm looking at other ones. It looks like, um, oh, I thought you were talking about the generators in Dead by Daylight. Sorry, because they, for short, people just call them gens. Like, get on the gens. Because I was talking about Dead by Daylight before. You meant the older gens Pokemon, yeah, because we were talking about that. Yeah, I like Gen 1, 2, and 3 are my favorites. Gen 4 has some good designs. It's when we got Lucario, which is pretty iconic. I Gen 4 is probably as good as Gen 3, but I kind of stopped playing Pokemon around then, so I don't have the nostalgia and familiarity with it. So I'm not going to discount Gen 4 entirely. But I got on the official Pokédex website, whatever, I was looking at the newer generations, and my God, they are garbage. They have Pokemon that are like, oh, this Pokemon's a building, and this Pokemon's a Minecraft block, and this Pokemon's a Yu-Gi-Oh monster. They have them that are so like complex and like anime-esque, um, that they don't even look like Pokemon anyway. They look like they belong to a different franchise. And I'm not gonna get like autistically upset about it. I don't care. It doesn't affect me at all. But they have lost their way. Let's say they've lost their character. They've lost the design. They've lost the spirit of what make Pokemon charming and good. Uh, and all the redesigns of Pokemon. Let's just say this: Pokemon has run its course, and they are now creatively bankrupt. And they keep making new versions of Pokemon, the Hawaiian versions and the robot versions and the mega versions and the Nega Mega versions. I don't care. All right, I don't care. They're not, and I'm not the target. I'm a 30-year-old man. I'm not the target demographic. It doesn't, and that's fine. But I'm not gonna buy their games. I'm not gonna buy their plushies. The older ones were just simple and charming and good. Yeah, they look like critters. Exactly. They're supposed to be little critters that you could catch, like a giant dark eldritch space god that warps reality and is covered in spikes and non-Euclidean angles. That's a Pokemon that exists. I can't that's not a little critter that I could catch and put in my bug collection. That's like incomprehensible, okay? And Pocket Monsters was based off of bug collecting, catching little bugs, making them fight, things we did as children, and they've drifted further and further afar from the original vision. I don't think they're suffering for it. I think people still, uh, but like, I don't what. Why do they need to make new Pokemon every generation? Like a whole new roster. Watch this. Make a Pokemon game with the generations of Pokemon that already exist and just make the game good and make new storylines and new maps and new characters. You don't have to make like we have enough. We have enough Pokemon. You got me ranting. Oh my gosh. We have enough Pokemon. We don't need any more. Uh if they made a what imagine if they made a game and it was just the first 3 generations of Pokemon. That'd be incredible. That'd be beautiful. You don't think people would pick that up? Of course they would. That'd be my move, but the original people over at Game Freak are probably not even there anymore. They probably retired. Some of them are probably dead. Uh, Pokemon, it was like 35 years ago or something. I feel old, man. I remember when Pokemon was brand new. I remember when Pokemon was brand new. I wish I had my original cards. I you get you grow out of something and then you're like, I'm a big kid now, and then you get rid of it, and then you realize as an adult you're like, shoot, I'm not a big kid now. I'm still a kid, and I want my old things back. I did keep a number of things, but Yu-Gi-Oh cards are gone. I wish I kept my dual disc. The Yu-Gi-Oh dual disc, you remember those? Cause it's like $150 to buy them used now. I don't need one, so I'm not gonna buy one. But it would be cool if I had the one I usually had, and I could put it up on my wall back there, as a display. Wooloo and Mareep are some of my favorite designs. Sheeple too. Um, I don't. Yeah, I know vaguely what they look like. Does one of them have cone ears or something like striped cone ears? Is that the same thing? I like Lamb Ball from Pal World. It's just a little lamb ball. I have this avatar in VR chat that's just a lamb ball, and when you move instead of walking forward, it rolls. The ball just rolls around. It's fun. I would die for Wooloo. I would die. That probably maxed my mic out. My microphone is on my webcam, and it's really garbage. And if I talk too loud, it freaking blows up. Yeah. I mean, there are a couple new designs that are good in new generations. I'm not gonna say they're all bad, but most of them are. So instead of making a whole new roster of Pokemon each generation, use the old generations and add a couple new Pokemon. Be like, wow, look, this is the 5 new Pokemon for this uh generation. And then if they only did 5 or 10, let's say they have 3 legendaries and 7 normal Pokemon. Like this. Okay. Each generation do this. Old roster of Pokemon. Then you add 3 starters, 3 legendaries, 4 normal just Pokemon you can encounter. They would be so good because they'd be like, okay, we have to use the best designs. What are the best Pokemon designs we could make? Um, I just think it would be a more sustainable practice because like they're just being like, okay, let's make a Pokemon that's a pillbox. Okay, and let's see, this Pokemon is a jar of peanut butter. It's a peanut butter Pokemon. Okay, and this one
This one's just a pile of poop. It's just a pile of poop Pokemon. Okay, we got the peanut butter and the pillbox and the poop Pokemon. What should we do next? Let's do an infinitely large, multiversal, incomprehensible, fourth dimensional being that created all of space and time and eats nightmares. Okay. And now let's do a bug. And now let's do an ice cream.
It just doesn't mesh in my mind. Doesn't work for me. Because there's only so many animals in the real world that you can base Pokemon. And they've not they've gone through the lion's share of them. Sure. Bird Pokemon. Bird Pokemon do have the best designs, probably out of any category, like animal category. The birds are frequently the best. So I will give you that. Yeah, there's some good dog ones. And then some good I don't know what to call them other than Godzilla type Pokemon, like Aggron or Tyranitar or Nidoqueen. That kind of upright with the tail and design. I don't know what to call it, but those have some good ones. Um, World has a lot of good designs too, and some of them are clear, just clear rip-offs of existing Pokemon, but a lot of them are really good. Explore Red, got the little flower head guy. Let me look it up. Well, yeah. Um, that's so bizarre. I was just thinking about getting a Venus flytrap. I've had a couple when I was a child, and I invariably killed them. I don't know how to keep them alive, but now I could just look up a care guide on YouTube, easy peasy. I'm sure I could keep it alive. Oh yeah, Loette Pokemon. It's kind of. I mean, it looks like a Pokemon at least. Okay, the thing it evolves into is kind of weird, but the little one, uh, it's passable, I guess. I can't imagine it being anybody's favorite Pokemon, though. You know what has weird designs is Digimon. There are some good Digimon, some iconic Digimon, and there's a lot of really weird ones too. They need certain solid and filtered water. Oh, soil. Sorry, I don't know why I said solid. They need certain soil and filtered water. That makes sense. You ever heard of walking trees? I think they're in the Amazon, maybe the Congo. I'm not sure, but let's just say the Amazon. They kind of walk with their roots. And by walk, I mean it's like them they move a foot over like a period of months, you know. But they do move. So kind of cool. There's a starman waiting in the sky. Like to come and meet us, but he thinks he'll blow our minds. What is your favorite first gen Pokemon? Let me think. I've got them pulled up right here. I'll tell you this much. Big man Blastoise, big man Blastoise, big man Blastoise, big man. Big man Blastoise, big man Blastoise. Just kidding, Blastoise was not my favorite. My favorite when they first came out, when I was a wee little lad, was Muck, which is probably the worst first gen. I can't think of one I like less now. But I was a dumb little idiot kid. I was like, oh, he's a goo guy. Oh, he's a goo. He's a goo guy. I'm a goo guy now. I turned into a goo guy. Scyther was cold. I had a few. You know, when you're a kid, you kind of change your mind sometimes about dumb stuff. Gyarados was a favorite for a long time. Uh, Probably the longest. It was probably Gyarados was my childhood favorite. I really liked Aerodactyl. He was kind of sick. He was kind of sick with it. Um, and then I think Scyther was one of my favorites at one point. And now that I look at it, I think Kabutops is cooler than Scyther. I think Kabutops has a cooler design. But for some reason Scyther I didn't like I didn't like Kabutops as a kid. He kind of like there was something about him being out of a fossil and being brown, like kind of gave me weird vibes. I think Kabuto with his weird little staring eyes. It was just kind of creepy. I don't know. So I think the creepiness of Kabuto kind of rubbed off on Kabutops. Uh, so Gyarados was, but now, but what does it matter? Who's my favorite now? Um, Damp and Slimy. That's right. Victory Bell, Bell. Or Turtle is pretty cool with his ears. Man, Blastoise is it's kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie. But is he my favorite? Actually, is he my favorite? I used to tell people Raichu was my favorite because I felt bad for him because nobody's favorite was Raichu. Everyone liked Pikachu more. Oh, Sand Slash was sick. Sand Slash was a big favorite of mine too. Um, Nido Queen had boobs, so I never liked her. Nido King was purple. I wasn't a big fan of purple. Oh man, Kadabra is really cool. Dang. Snorlax is classic. Lapras is really good. Shoot. I'm having a hard time. I might have to go with Kadabra as my current favorite. But Snorlax is iconic. Blastoise just has a really solid design all around. So I would say Blastoise is a close second. Um, hmm. Still like Gyarados. All right, let's talk about ugly Pokemon. Let's talk about the ones that don't work for me. Execute and Exetor. Executor. Oh shit, Cubone! How did I forget about Cubone? Damn! That's a good design. Oh man! It's a hard choice between Kadabra and Cubone as just like iconic Pokemon Gen 1s. Mareep, second gen, I go bonkers for a sheep. Um so Executor, hideous. Wouldn't care if they were deleted from existence. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be so real. I never cared for Bellsprout or Weeping Bell or Victory Bell. They just kind of look like big gaping mouths to me. Never liked them. Uh, Mr. Mime always grossed me out. What a weirdo. And Jinx. Didn't like Jinx. Wouldn't care if those two were gone forever. Magmar is okay, but he does have a butt forehead. Pinsir is a little bit. Never liked Pinsir. He was kind of ugly to me. So those were the ones I never liked. And I didn't really like Diglett or Dugtrio. They didn't gross me out, but they were just kind of like big nothing burger. Now, we're talking Gen 2. Gen 2 has some bangers. I'm talking bangers. Yeah, no, Pinsir's okay. Like he fits in the Pokemon vibe. I'm fine with him staying. He's just not a favorite. Can't I just find a good high res Gen 2 image? My goodness, why is it so hard? I click on it and it's like 4 pixels. Okay, we're in it. Never was a big fan of Typhlosion. I always thought Quilava was cooler. Never was a big Alligator fan either. I always went with Bayleaf and didn't let him evolve. I'm not gonna lie, the three final evolutions of the starters, I didn't like any of them. I thought Totodile looked the best of those three. I thought Bayleaf looked the best of those three, and I thought by those three I mean their evolutions. And I thought Quilava looked the best of the fire three. Um, oh, these are so great though. Just all these others. Um, Azumarill. Is that how you? I never really knew how to say it. I used to run Azumarill. Pseudo Wudo's really good. That's just a good, fun design. Ooh, that's when they dropped the Umbreon and Espeon. Those are pretty cold. Let's be real, those are cold. Steelix, that's badass. Caesar, also badass. Sneasel's pretty good. Houndoom, sheesh. Houndoom is nasty with it. Um, Lugia is really good too. Yeah, they had like the 3 legendary dogs, and then they had the 2 legendary birds, and then they had Celebi. Kind of weird they had like 3 different classes of legendary in Gen 2. Um, man. It's between these 3. It's between Lugia, Tyranitar, and Suicune. Suicune was my favorite as a kid because he was on Crystal version, and Suicune's just a good design, just clean and majestic, but not overly designed for a legendary. Lugia is probably the most iconic Gen 2 Pokemon that exists. Tyranitar is just a really cool, solid design as well. Um, dang. It's ugh, it's really hard between Lugia and Suicune because they're both really cool. Lugia is just a bit more tonic. Uh, Kyogre. Wait, Tyrogue. How do you say it? Am I stupid? Do I need to call the Justice League? Am I stupid? Tyrogue. I was saying Kyogre like Kyogre. Yeah, he's pretty cool. Little fighter guy. I'm sick with though. Out of Lugia and Suicune, who do you like better? Those 3 are not just some of my favorite second gen. They're just my favorite Pokemon designs overall. Suicune, Lugia, and Anatar. Oh, he's your least favorite. I don't know why I thought I read it as favorite. I don't think he's that bad. He still looks like a Pokemon. He's a little dude, which is a little weird. Like he's a little bit too human. Maybe that's you don't like him. Ugliest first gen, Machamp. Weird humanoid, uncanny valley. Machamp looks like a toddler, like toddler physiology. Like he's kind of got that round belly and like the way he stands and yeah, it is. I agree. He is too human. He looks too much like a realistic child to me. Like just his vibe. Um, wasn't my least favorite though. Just kind of I didn't just neutral. I was just neutral on the whole that whole evolution. Machamp, Machamp, Machoke, whatever. Never liked or hated them. Just neutral in my mind. Who's your favorites in second gen? Oh, Marie. Yeah, you said Marie. That's right. Little soldier boy comes marching home. Brave little soldier boy comes marching home. And now we are talking the best generation of Pokemon ever and will never be surpassed. Gen 3, baby. Blaziken and Sceptile are sick with it. Um, I did like Grovyle better than Sceptile, but I did evolve him because Sceptile was still cool. He just wasn't as cool to me. I was never a Swampert kind of guy. Blaziken, just excellent. That whole Torchic, really good, cute base design for the starter. Combuskin combined the kind of cute and cool, which is what you want the second evolution to be. You still want it to have some cuteness, but also kind of looking cooler and more like a fighter. And then Blaziken is just all out badass fighter phenotype. Um, Blaziken's probably the coolest fighter type in my opinion. Mighty Anna was cool. Not as cool as Houndoom, but still good enough design. I would run Mighty Anna. I would use Mighty Anna a lot. My playthroughs and Swellow, I would usually use Swellow. Good bird design. Um, Exploud and Loudred, not my type. Slacking, not my tempo. Slacking just looks like a balding, fat, middle-aged version of Snorlax. He's kind of grotesque to me a little bit. Aggron, he's right up there with Tyranitar. I don't think he's quite as good as Tyranitar, but he's pretty close. Plusle and mine was kind of fun to run together with the duo fighting mode or whatever it was called. Seviper was cool, cooler than Ekans and Arbok. So I would think he was an upgrade from last gen. Spheal, you like them cute little round guys. Spheal was fun. To be honest, Spheal was probably the best out of the three. Uh, Walrein was kind of gross, and Silo was whatever. Absol, absolutely devastating. Absol looks dope. Um, and where third gen really kicks off the legendaries. Latios, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza, Deoxys. Deoxys has grown on me. I didn't like the weird kind of humanoid alien design. Humanoid Pokemon are usually my least favorite, but Deoxys has grown on me in later years. But Rayquaza, Green Sky Dragon, not even. I'm so sorry, Groudon. I'm so sorry, Kyogre. It wasn't even close. Rayquaza blows you out of the water. No unintended. Um, and Latios. I think Latios looks better. The red and white looks better than the blue and white. Latios was also a unique design. I didn't realize until like recently, like a couple of weeks ago, that Latios and Latios are based on airplanes. Like they're supposed to be shaped like airplanes, like passenger jets. Um, but it's subtle enough that they kind of just look like animals to me. I didn't really notice. Um, Rayquaza is the goat though. Oh, I also like Cacnea. Is that how you say it? Cacnea. Weird. That doesn't roll off the tongue. Cactum. Cactum was kind of cool. Oracle was also kind of fun. Man, what a vibe. Third gen was a vibe. Now, fourth gen is when kind of things started to go a little, just a little bit into the overly designed. Actually, with the legendaries, it was firmly into the overly designed category, in my opinion. But Hiplup, excellent starter design. And Emporion when he evolves up to Emporion or Empoleon. Sorry, I said it wrong. Empoleon. I can respect it. Not a big fan of Infernape or Terra. They're mid to me. Now, Starly, Starvara, Starvia, how do you say that? And Staraptor. Perfect bird designs. Even better than Swellow. Um, even better than Pidgeot, I would say. Excellently done. Expertly done. Shinx, Luxio, and Luxury. How do you say those? They look cool. I like them. I can get behind it. I've got time for that. We've got Lopunny. Uh, that little squirrel guy, Pachirisu. 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 What the heck? Little ice squirrel. He's pretty cool. No pun intended. I can get behind that. I got time for that. Garchomp, he's a little bit getting into the over designed, but I can see it. Now we've got the GOAT of all time. I'm talking the GOAT of all time, Lucario. Best thing to come out of fourth gen. Toxicroak is kind of cool. The Poison Fingers is a cool design. Um, I don't really like Weevil's headdress. It's kind of ugly. Otherwise, he would be cool. Leafeon, good Eevee evolution. It's all right. I can see it. Um, Riftloon, Driftloon. Oh, and Glaceon. Glaceon's kind of cute with the bangs. Okay, I can get behind that a little, but probably wouldn't ever be my favorite Pokemon. What did you say, Driftloon? Oh, yeah, cute little ball guy. And their legendaries are just the most hideous things I've ever seen in my entire life. No. Alga and Palkia, they look like sports team logos. Heatran is ugly. Regigigas is the juxtaposition of like the colors don't go together, the shapes don't go together. It looks like a weird abstract painting where the artist was trying to like break all the rules of aesthetics and succeeded. Giantra, Giratina, is that how you say it? Giratina, overdesigned, grotesque. Grotesque is the word of the day, by the way. Darkrai, you try hard. Um, Arceus is okay. It's okay. Um, it's not quite as overly complex as the other ones. It's just skirting that line to me. And if you want to make a god Pokemon, Arceus, it's a passable design. I'm not gonna dump on it. I can live with it. The other ones I can't live with. Can't live with it. Can't live with it. So I'm gonna go out and say that uh Gen 3 was the last great generation. Gen 4 has some uh excellent designs. And what are they doing in Gen 5? Okay, Gen 5 has some. I can live with Gen 5. Zoroark, that's a good Gen 5 keeper. Maybe I was too harsh on Gen 4. Gen 6, I don't care for. Yeah, I'm not even gonna keep going. It's not even worth it. Ambipom, yeah, not the best. Not the best. Big man Blastoise. Big man Blastoise. All kinds of tangles going on here. I truly think Zoroark might just be the only keeper. Starters are tragic. Okay, Oshawott and Dewott, the water starters, kind of good. Um, I don't like any of the other starters for their evolutions. Oshawott's cute. Dewott's kind of cool. Um, this like the kind of stone crystal looking fighter guys with the geese. They're not terrible, but like, are they wearing geese if they're Pokemon? They are a little too humanoid, so I don't. We already have enough of those guys. Geese. Huh. No. Oh, okay. Um, the three-headed dragon guy and his little evolutions. Dino, 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 Zweilous, and Hydreigon. Weird names. I'm not gonna lie, their namings were not good, but Hydreigon and his evolutions are okay. So I guess those I would keep maybe. There's really not a lot of greats, are there? And I do like Zoroark. The Zoroark. He's like the fox. He's a little gray and red fox. And he evolves into kind of a standing up gray and red fox, big hairdo. He's okay. So maybe Gen 4 isn't as bad in comparison now that I think about it to Gen 5. Look at Gen 4 again. I'm doing more talking about Pokemon than crocheting. I need forearms. Then I can do. I mean, I have forearms, but four whole arms. Then I could do multiple things like scrolling. Miss Magius, Miss Magus, Miss Magus, Miss Magius, Miss Magus, the ghost with the witch hat in Gen 4. That one's kind of cool. I want to say Gen 4 is. I want to put Gen 4 in the good category with 1 through 3, but their legendaries are so god awful that it's bringing the whole thing down. We're up here with Gen 3, way down here with Gen 4, and Gen 5 is in the Marianas Trench and beyond. Like, if it wasn't for Lucario, you could flush this whole generation. And Staraptor is good. Pluck a couple guys out, get rid of the rest. Wooloo! Gen 8? Wooloo. Um, I understand. I can say this about Wooloo. Wooloo is cute, and it does have a good simplistic design. But when I look at that, I don't think Pokemon. What I see is a sheep. I just see a sheep. It just is a sheep. It just is a sheep. To me, a good Pokemon design has to be not just a like one for one of an animal. And I listen, I get it. It has braids. It's a sheep with braids. It's a good design and it's cute. It doesn't if I didn't know it was from Pokemon, I don't think I would see that and think, "Oh, that's a Pokemon." I'd be like, "Oh, there's a cartoon sheep." So for those reasons, oh, they got a cool plushie though. That's cool. It can be your favorite. That's okay. I'm not dunking on you. Does it evolve or is it just oh, does it get a longer neck? No, it's a fan made evolution. I'm looking at fan made evolutions. There's some good ones. Turns into like a ram, it has horns, but anyway. I won't yuck your yum. How about that? I love Lulu, I love sheep! Charlie, I love sheep! Do you have sheep? Have you ever had a little lamb? It evolves into double. Oh, it does evolve. Okay. Is it? Does it have two heads or something? Is that why it's called double? Does it look like the sheep from Toy Story? Middle. What's her name? Bo Peep. She's got the three sheep that are like fused together, which was a good idea because they didn't have to animate three different sheep models back when CGI animation was like brand new and hard. Uh, make them all just one. Good idea. I do like when sheep don't get sheared and they just grow their wool for years and years and they turn into a big ball and you can't even like see their eyes. It's just like just their nose sticking out. There was that sheep. I mean, I'm sure this has happened a lot, but There was one specific story of this sheep that was lost from its herd, from its what do they call it? It's not a herd, whatever. There, it was lost for several years, and then they found it, and it had been attacked by wolves and stuff, but it just survived because it was so fluffy. Like they couldn't bite through all of the wool; their teeth couldn't get deep enough, which is actually a really good defense. It's like you don't need hard armor or be covered in spikes. If you're fluffy enough, you're kind of impervious to stab damage, you know? Baby flock, thank you. Sheep are in a flock. Did not think of the word. Baby doll sheep. Are they like small ones? They like teacup pigs or whatever. Baby doll sheep. Oh, they're funny. They got funny little faces. They're cute. Do you have a sheep? Are you getting a sheep? I mean, you could use herd for everything. A herd of birds, a herd of fish. Look at that big herd of fish. Herd of people. But we like to have our specific technology. A murder of crows. No one's gonna say that. Oh, look at that murder of crows over there. No, you would say a flock. There's a flock of crows. I had a pet sheep. Nice. Group on a farm. I had a calf once. His name was Sheldon. But we didn't live on a farm. We lived in the suburbs. So I had to get rid of him on account of he was going to grow up to be a huge 1,000-pound bull. Um, Never had a sheep though. I would like to live on a big property and have a couple animals. Also, wool is just expensive. So if I could make my own yarn and grow my own wool, it'd be pretty cool. Man, I've barely made any progress on this because I've been talking about Pokemon for an hour. Do you have any animals or pets at the moment? Yeah, I don't either. I had some fish recently, but they passed away. They gone, they dead. Two cats. I don't know if it's a stray cat. It might just be someone's cat, but it comes around here sometimes. I'll feed it on occasion. Not my pet though. I was close to getting a cat like a year ago. Someone was giving away their cat on like online, and then I scheduled it to go meet up with him and meet the cat, and then like if it liked me, I'm gonna take it home. And so I'm gonna go, and then they like text me and they're like, the cat's gone. And I'm like, what do you mean it's gone? And I say, well, we'll message you if we find it. And so they do find the cat, and it's at their neighbor's house. So I guess their cat had been going to their neighbor's house, and their neighbors were like letting it in and feeding it and stuff. So she was like, "Oh, I'm just gonna give it to these neighbors instead." I was like, "But I want it." So they're just like, "No, I'm giving it to the neighbors." So like, they just pulled the rug out from under me, which I feel like if you make a kind of an arrangement with someone, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's in the past, but it was a little bit annoying and kind of sad. Um, at the same time, I kind of do enjoy not having to take care of something, if that makes sense. I can just go wherever I want to go. Like I can just go on a trip and I don't have to worry about it. Like I don't have to worry about someone who's gonna babysit my animal, you know. So that element is nice. Um, but it is a bit lonely around here, so I don't know. I keep thinking about like getting a dog, but keep not doing it because it's easier to like not do stuff than to do it. Um, so I don't know. If I ever get a large piece of property in like a rural area would be ideal. Then I'll have a few animals for sure. Maybe a couple of chickens, maybe a sheep or two. Heck, maybe even a cow for milking. Cool. Fresh milk. I've had all kinds of pets. I've had snakes and lizards and frogs and hamsters and ferrets, dogs and cats. Never a bird though. Well, I did catch a magpie once, like a juvenile magpie. Um, but the parents, like, I mean, I don't know if it was parents or just adult magpie. Maybe it was the parents. They kept pecking at the window because they knew the baby magpie was in there. And like I was feeding and stuff, you know, and it would like it wasn't scared of me. I could hold it and things. But anyway, I let it back out. I'm like, okay, it wants to be with its own kind. So I released him. Um, my uncle had a pet magpie too, which is why I thought it would be cool, and it probably would have been, but I felt like he needed to be free. Ugh, a mess. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for everyone who caught it live. Thanks for everyone watching it after the fact. We will see you next video.